So in my last What's in the Box video, I actually took my Nintendo Switch Pro controller and switched off the plastics for these new green jungle atomic style colors with the different colored buttons. It has worked very well so far. I'm actually addicted to a game right now, and I played like 8 hours almost straight. And this controller was working perfectly fine that entire time. And at the end of the other video, I kind of mentioned that I might be willing to try and do something else. If you don't know what it was, it's modding my Joy-Cons. Now this is going to be very risky actually. This is a lot more precise than modifying my Pro controller. These have a lot more detail and a lot more tech crammed into small places. Not to mention there's 2 of them rather than just taking one big thing apart. With that said, if you want to try this at home, I would recommend looking up a lot of videos before you even attempt to do this. Because in the end, if you mess something up, you're out 80 bucks. But for me, I'm willing to take that chance to mod these to match with this. It's going to be a very nice system. Not to mention, these actually add a D-pad, which is very useful in most games that you're playing handheld, and that's what I'm going to use these modded Joy-Cons as. Handheld modes or in the grips, so it's a full controller. I'm most likely not going to be separating them and using them as 2 separate mini Joy-Cons. With all that said, let's go ahead and open this up and see what's in the box, even though it's almost pretty clear. Again, I will be using my E-Durable repair kit, which has everything necessary to modify any Nintendo console or handheld. Links in the description below. I know this is a little weird of an angle, but just go with it for now. We have the new shell here, and we have the actual Joy-Cons here. Now, what you're going to want to do is make sure you have your tool set, which is over here. My Joy-Cons are there. Let's open this up first of all. We have the D-pad and the SL, SR buttons for both. We have some screws, just in case any of them break or you need replacements. And then we have the button replacements. Then we, of course, have the new shells. And the shells are made up of 3 parts. This part will hold the face buttons as well as the L button. And then the ZL trigger will go here in the battery. And then this will just encapsulate it all. So far, I like it. I like the look of them. Now I'm going to start with the left Joy-Con. I accidentally pressed it. What you're going to need, and this is why I keep saying that you need the E-Durable Nintendo case, because you're going to need this bad boy, the Y screwdriver. I forgot what it's called, like Y-wing or something like that. I don't know. Tri-wing, something. I don't know. But you're going to have to be very careful. There have been reports of these stripping the screw and actually making it useless. There we go. 4. Those are the outer Y-wing ones, which I will put over here to make sure I don't lose them. Next, you're going to want to take the pry tool to actually pry it open. Don't open it too much. There are wires holding them together. There we go. All right. Now remember, as soon as you do this, you're voiding your warranty. Take the pry tool and pry the battery out. And don't worry if you hear some snaps, that's just tape holding it together. Then go ahead and yoink the battery cord. There we go. Then there are 4 screws holding this plate in place. And those are actually Phillips, the plus. There we go. Then what you're going to want to do is actually take your tweezers, and there's a bunch of ribbon cables, but first off, this ribbon cable is holding this part together. So lift up the black part and then unhook it. going to go ahead and take these screws out. Then we can go ahead and actually do this part if you'd prefer. So this one's going to take a bit of force, pushing down and pulling up. Okay, there we go. Now you're going to want to do the singular screw holding that one in place. And move that over to this guy. You don't want to tighten these too much. Next, this is going to be a little hard. Take the springs and put them on these two little things. I'm actually going to place this on the table now. Then you're going to have to match up the springs. There we go. And once you get it, test that button out. Clicks really nice. It's held together properly. Cord is good. That can go over here for now. Next, back to the main board. There are two screws, which I already did one on accident. There it is. This is now useless, by the way. There's one there and one here. I already did one on accident whenever I tried to take off that other gray part. Ooh, that was probably not good. Take it out. There we go. Ooh, don't lose that. And then go ahead and do all of the cables as well. In fact, take that back. Go ahead and do the cables before you undo the board. And once you get those two, you can go ahead and do the next part, which is remove the thumbstick. Ta-da! Go ahead and do the rest of the wire still. Sorry, I keep wanting to jump the gun. There we go. And with these two disconnected, go on to this part and now do the motherboard. Gosh, I was like 3 steps ahead. Take out this white piece. White block, which I'm assuming is the rumble. Just off to the side real quick. Now go ahead and undo these. Now go ahead and move over the buttons. And now for the left, I am not putting buttons, I am putting the D-pad, because that is what mine is going to be, a D-pad. Go ahead and put this back. There we go. Now, put the motherboard and the brick into the new one, making sure this ribbon is above the board. There we go. Reattach this, the joystick, moving the cable. Alright, with that done, we can now put this back into place. It does take some precise finger work. Next up, let's go ahead and focus on this piece. And there should be 2 screws. One is missing. Huh. I haven't touched this piece though. Huh. Interesting. And another screw then. Go ahead and move over the release button. That is kind of important. There we go. Then you can put this on here. Now, you could do that to change those for these, but I'm not going to do that. Who's going to see those? Most of the time you're going to have the other grip on there, or have them in a grip or on the switch or something. For me, like I said, I'm going to have these on the switch mainly, so it doesn't matter to me. There we go. And then before putting that on, we're going to go ahead and connect these as well. Then put this one above that to hold it in place. Put those 3 screws that held this in place. So again, try out those buttons. And if everything feels good, then add the battery. There we go. All right, and it looks like it's lighting up. All right, that worked. Now, go ahead and take the tri-screws and put them back into place. Well, the good news is it lights up, feels pretty nice. The bad news is I stripped that one. So that means this is now stuck like this. I cannot take it back to the original gray, which is fine. I wasn't thinking of doing that anyways, but it does look really nice, and I can't wait to do the other one. And honestly, this one is so similar to this one, just with few differences because of the IR camera and a few different stuff inside, that honestly, I will just cut here and show you guys the end. So I finished, and I just have my switch right here, and I'm going to try and actually use these. So pressing the home button should turn it on. All right. Oh, right, this one needs to turn on too. I don't like that that one doesn't have a click. I might have to open that up and check that out again. All right, so everything works on these except for the right bumper. I'm gonna have to open this up and check that out again, which kind of sucks, but hey, everything else works. There is one thing that I do want to try. All right, so it snaps in. Oh, that's... And then I can just press B. Still doesn't work. Registers, registers, registers. Works, works, works. And it works. All right, so everything works except for the right. That's good, that's good. And let's try the release. Easy release, easy release. All right, cool. That D-pad is going to be a game changer. And I honestly like the look of these. They don't match 100%, but they are the same color name, jungle green. I guess it's just because this has a black interior part, while these are literally just completely see-through green. All right, and that'll be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you guys want to see anything like this again, give me a suggestion. Maybe I'll take it into thought. Until next time, I'll see you guys later. Joycon logging out.